What happens when you tell all your secrets to a stranger on a plane and he turns out to be your new boss? In this Caribbean romantic comedy set right here in beautiful Belize, Natasha Cabral's life is turned upside down after a bumpy flight and a heart full of confessions. But what begins as embarrassment leads to unexpected love, sweet tension, and a twist that might break her trust forever. Stay tuned for this full story packed with humor, drama, and island romance, right here on Caribbean Romance. It all started with a rum punch, a little turbulence, and a secret spilled in the skies above Belize. Natasha Cabral didn't mean to tell all her secrets to a stranger. Honestly, she had just been through one of the worst days of her life. Her boss at Belize Natural Essence, a small eco-beauty company in Belize City, had embarrassed her in front of a new client. She had spilled coconut oil samples all over the client's dress. And to make it worse, her boyfriend of 2 years, Brian, had just texted her, "We need to talk," which everyone knows is code for, "I'm done with this relationship." Now, Natasha was squished in a small seat on a Tropic Air flight from San Pedro to Belize City, the plane bouncing as they hit unexpected turbulence. Her heart was racing. She hated flying in small planes. The man sitting beside her looked calm, too calm. He had dark skin, smooth locks tied back, and wore a simple blue polo shirt. His eyes were closed, and he looked peaceful, like he had nothing to worry about. Natasha clutched her seat. "We're gonna die," she blurted. He opened one eye and gave a small smile. "We're not." The plane dipped again. Natasha's mouth moved faster than her brain. "I still sleep with my teddy bear. I lied about knowing Excel on my job application. I secretly think Brian might be boring. I tell my best friend I love her rice and beans. But honestly, I think it too salty." The man raised an eyebrow. "I pretend I know about wine at office events, but really, I just go by color, red or white. I once called my supervisor Mom by mistake, and I sometimes Google my coworkers when I'm bored." She was on a roll now. The plane rocked again. "I'm terrified of mango worms. I once regifted a handmade soap basket, and I lied about having a driver's license. I mean, I was going to get one. Eventually." The plane finally steadied and started descending toward Belize City. Natasha exhaled. Her heart slowed down. She glanced at the man, who was now quietly chuckling. "Oh no," she whispered. "Please tell me you weren't listening." He turned to her with a half smile. "I heard everything." Natasha groaned and covered her face. "I am never flying again." The next morning at Belize Natural Essence, Natasha walked into work hoping the universe had swallowed the man from the plane. Her co-worker and best friend Keisha waved her over. "You reach early, girl. Big boss coming today." "Mr. CEO from America, boss?" Natasha asked. "Yup. They say he coming to shake things up." Natasha sighed. She had worn her nice blouse just in case. It was a pale yellow, and she'd ironed it 3 times. Still, she didn't feel ready. Suddenly, the air changed. The elevator dinged, and out stepped— "Oh no," Natasha whispered, backing behind Keisha. "What happened?" "That's him," she hissed. "That's the plane man." "Which plane man?" "The one I told my secrets to." Keisha squinted. "Wait, the one with the teddy bear thing?" "Shh." The man, tall, calm, still wearing that annoying air of mystery, walked in and gave a short speech. "Hi, everyone. I'm Alfred Cadle, the new CEO. I've been observing from the background these past few weeks. Today I'm stepping in officially." Natasha nearly fainted. For the next few days, Natasha did everything she could to avoid Alfred. She took the back stairs instead of the elevator, ate lunch in the office storeroom, even pretended she was on a phone call whenever he walked past. But fate had other plans. "Natasha," her boss called one morning, "Mr. Cadle wants you to lead the pitch for our new hibiscus line next week." "Me?" Natasha squeaked. "Why not Keisha? You've been with us for 2 years. Time to shine. Time to die, more like it," she thought. Later that day, Alfred stopped by her desk. "Hi, Natasha." "Hi, Mr. Cadle." "No need to be formal." "Right. Okay. Mr. Alfred. I just wanted to say I enjoyed our chat on the plane." Her face turned the color of ripe tomato. "Don't worry," he added. "Your secret is safe with me, especially the mango worms one." She nearly choked on her pen. For the next few days, Natasha did everything she could to avoid Alfred. She took the back stairs instead of the elevator, ate lunch in the office storeroom, even pretended she was on a phone call whenever he walked past. But fate had other plans. "Natasha," her boss called one morning, "Mr. Cadle wants you to lead the pitch for our new hibiscus line next week." "Me?" Natasha squeaked. "Why not Keisha? You've been with us for 2 years. Time to shine. Time to die, more like it," she thought. Later that day, Alfred stopped by her desk. "Hi, Natasha." "Hi, Mr. Cadle." No need to be formal. "Right. Okay. Mr. Alfred. I just wanted to say I enjoyed our chat on the plane." Her face turned the color of ripe tomato. "Don't worry," he added. "Your secret is safe with me, especially the mango worms one." She nearly choked on her pen. The day of the big pitch arrived. The conference room at Belize Natural Essence was decorated with samples of their new hibiscus line, body scrubs, oils, and lotions. The scent of fresh flowers filled the air. Natasha stepped up wearing a bright coral blouse and her grandmother's old necklace. She took a deep breath and began. "Hibiscus is more than just a pretty flower," she said confidently. "In Belize, we use it for teas, medicine, even hair care. Our new line blends that tradition with innovation." As she spoke, Alfred Cadle sat at the back of the room, his expression unreadable. He leaned back slightly, arms folded, listening closely. Natasha continued, showing test results and customer reviews, even passing around a small dish of hibiscus and honey hand cream. When she finished, the room was quiet. Then Alfred spoke. "That was impressive." Natasha blinked. "Thank you." He stood. "But one question. Do we really need the pepper sauce story in the ad copy?" She froze. "It's meant to show that hibiscus can soothe irritated skin. The pepper sauce accident was real." Some chuckles broke out in the room. Keisha whispered, "See? Fabulous." After the meeting, Alfred caught up with her in the hallway. "You did great," he said. "Even with the pepper sauce?" "Especially with the pepper sauce." That weekend, Natasha went home to Dangriga for her cousin's wedding. The music, the drumming, the laughter, everything was perfect. She danced barefoot on the sand, ate too many coconut tarts, and watched the waves crash under the moonlight. For a moment, she forgot all about Alfred Cadle, until her phone buzzed. "Alfred, nice job again on the pitch. I owe you a drink." She stared at the message. Should she respond? It was just a drink, right? Back in Belize City the following week, Alfred invited her to join him for coffee at Marva's Garden Cafe, a quiet place near the Botanic Gardens. They sat outside under a big mango tree. "So," he said after a long pause, "I guess I should share one of my secrets." Natasha raised an eyebrow. "I'm afraid of frogs," he said. She blinked. As in, absolutely terrified. Once jumped onto a roof to escape one in Placencia. I was 12. Natasha burst into laughter. "You? Mr. Calm and Cool CEO? Don't laugh. Frogs are unpredictable. That's rich coming from a man who listened to my entire life melt down at 8,000 feet. They laughed, and something shifted between them. The teasing turned softer. The glances lingered longer. Just as Natasha reached for her coffee, their fingers brushed, a small, quiet spark. Alfred looked up. Natasha. But his phone rang. He frowned at the screen. "I have to take this. I'm sorry." She nodded, heart sinking. As he walked away, she whispered, "Please don't be a secret I regret." The buzz at Belize Natural Essence was louder than usual. The office grapevine was buzzing about Natasha and Alfred's secret lunch date. Keisha leaned across Natasha's desk. "Girl, everybody talking." Natasha frowned. "About what?" "You and Mr. CEO. Somebody saw you two at Marva's Garden Cafe." Natasha's heart skipped. "So what if we had a coffee?" "Well, Asha from accounting looking real salty. She's been eyeing him since orientation, and now she's saying you using secrets to climb the ladder." Natasha sighed. "That's nonsense." But deep down, the whisper of doubt crept in. That afternoon, while preparing a product sample, Natasha overheard Asha in the tea room. "She's not even that good. She just got close to Alfred on that flight. Girl dropped all her secrets and now she getting special treatment." Natasha froze behind the door, her face burned. 2 weeks later, the company hosted a booth at the San Ignacio Village Fair to promote their new line. It was a vibrant day. Marimba music, cassava pudding, drum circles, and local artisans selling hand-carved jewelry. Natasha volunteered to run the booth. She wanted to prove herself without the office drama. Midday, while she arranged sample jars on the display table, she heard a familiar voice. "You always make hibiscus smell this good?" Alfred. He wore a casual white button-down and jeans, a far cry from his usual sharp office wear. Natasha gave a polite smile. "Didn't expect to see you here. I came to support the team, and maybe try the cassava cake." They ended up walking the fair together, tasting sugarcane juice, trying their luck at a bottle toss, and dancing to the live Creole band. At sunset, they sat by the Mopan River, eating garnaches. "I like this version of you," Alfred said. "Relaxed, open. I like this version of you too. Less CEO, more real." He looked at her. "Can I tell you a real secret?" She turned to him. "I didn't plan to run this company. I inherited it when my uncle passed suddenly. I was supposed to be living in L.A., making music documentaries." Natasha blinked. "You? Music?" He nodded. "My whole life flipped in a week. I had to grow up fast." They sat in silence for a while. Then Alfred took her hand. "I'm glad I came back to Belize, especially now." The next week, Natasha's confidence was flying high. The fair had been a success. Sales were up, and Alfred had even asked her to join a special project to expand their export market. Everything was going perfectly until she walked past the boardroom. The door was slightly open. Inside, Alfred was speaking to a senior investor over video call. She's great at connecting with the local vibe. Authentic, makes a perfect face for the line. Natasha paused, smiling, but then the tone shifted. Yes, I know about her little confessions from the flight. It actually helped me see how people really think about the brand. Her stomach dropped. The investor laughed. So she's like your secret market research tool? Alfred chuckled. You could say that. Natasha's heart shattered. She stepped back, bumping into a cleaning cart. A bottle fell with a loud crash. Alfred opened the boardroom door, startled. Natasha? She looked at him, her face pale, voice low. You used me. He stepped forward. Wait, it's not what it... But she was already walking away. Natasha didn't show up to work the next day, or the day after. Keisha called, texted, even knocked on her door in Ladyville, but Natasha kept the curtains closed. She felt used, played. All her personal confessions, her fears, her quirks, had been ammunition for some marketing strategy. It hurt more than she expected, not because Alfred was her boss, but because she had started to trust him, to really like him. Meanwhile, at the office, Alfred was spiraling. He tried messaging her. Alfred. Natasha, can we talk? Alfred. Please, let me explain. Alfred. I didn't mean to hurt you. No response. The office air grew colder. Even Keisha avoided him in the hallway. A week later, Natasha was invited to the Belize Small Business Awards in Belmopan. Belize Natural Essence was receiving an innovation award for the hibiscus product line, and Natasha had been named as a creative lead. She didn't want to go, but Keisha, being Keisha, showed up at her house in a red dress holding a pair of heels. You better get dressed, she said. You worked hard for this. Natasha sighed. I don't want to see him. Then don't look at him. Look at all the people who believed in you. Look at yourself. At the awards, Natasha sat stiffly as the announcer praised the company's success. And now, to present the award for product excellence, Mr. Alfred Cadle. She froze. Alfred stepped up to the mic, dressed sharp, but his face was vulnerable. Before I present this award, he began, I want to say something. This company was built on tradition, nature, and authenticity. But real authenticity comes from people. He looked across the crowd. His eyes found Natasha. One of my team members reminded me of that without even trying. She didn't give a presentation. She didn't read a script. She told the truth on a flight she thought she wouldn't survive. Laughter rippled gently through the room. She didn't know it at the time, but those truths, those little secrets, taught me how to lead with heart. He held up the award. This goes to Natasha Cabral for her creativity, her honesty, and her courage. Natasha stood frozen. Applause rang out. People looked at her. Keisha nudged her. Go. She walked slowly to the stage. When Alfred handed her the award, he held her hand a second longer. Please, talk to me. Later, under the stars outside the venue, they finally did. I overheard you, she said softly. You made it sound like I was just a case study. I know, he replied, and I hate how that sounded. But I was trying to explain to them that your honesty opened my eyes. I didn't mean to reduce you to a tool. You're the reason our brand feels alive. She stared at him. I never planned to fall for you, he said, voice shaking. But I did, secrets and all. She folded her arms. Even the teddy bear? He smiled. Especially the teddy bear. Natasha let out a shaky laugh. And the mango worm fear? I'll protect you from everyone. A silence fell between them, a tender kind. Then Natasha stepped closer. You have to be honest too, you know. No more pretending, no more mystery. Alfred nodded. No more secrets. And under the Belizean sky, with music drifting faintly from the ballroom and the scent of hibiscus in the air, Alfred kissed Natasha for the first time, soft, real, and with nothing left to hide. This story reminds us that vulnerability can feel risky, but it also connects us deeply to others. Natasha's courage to be real and Alfred's decision to come clean teach us that meaningful relationships can only grow where there's trust, humility, and truth. Thank you for watching Can You Keep a Secret, Belize? A romantic tale of honesty, second chances, and unexpected love right here in the Caribbean. If you enjoyed Natasha and Alfred's story, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below to tell us your favorite moment, and hit that subscribe button for more Belizean love stories every week.